Technically, I think it's still good afternoon, so welcome to the game. UHV Jaguars taking on the University of St. Thomas Kels out of Houston. Kels coming in with an 8-7 record. They played about half as many games as UHV. UHV 25-3 coming off that weekend sweep of the Texarkana Eagles. And Mason Longoria will get the start for the Jaguars this evening. 8-1 after picking up a couple of wins over the weekend, 3.76 ERA. This will be his 6th start and 11th appearance of the year. Defensively for the Jags in the field, as they will be in the field first as the home team, it'll be Hal Perez catching the pitches from Longoria around the infield from first to third. Christian Garcia, Juan Perez, and DeAndre Torres at third. John Michael Gonzalez will play short. Left fielder is Jackson Purcell. Center fielder is Terry Burrell at third. And playing right is Rafael Gutierrez, who had those 2 grand slams over the weekend. Jose Montanez, the designated hitter for the Jags, and they'll face a lineup of Tyler Mills leading off and playing left field. Jared Smith plays third and bats second. Batting third, the second baseman, Alex Trin. Batting cleanup spot, it's first baseman Dylan McKee. Batting fifth, center fielder Dylan Lamb. Batting sixth, right fielder Gabe Garner. Batting seventh for the Celts, designated hitter Augie Anderson. Batting eighth, the catcher Ryan Radicek. And batting ninth, shortstop Eduardo Tomaz. They're hitting pretty well. A lot of guys well over 300 in this lineup for the Celts. Celts wearing red on top of white pants, Jags in their solid black uniforms. And the lineup for the Jags, it'll be Torres leading off, playing third base, as I mentioned. John Michael Gonzalez bats second, playing short. Christian Garcia at first base bats third. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Hal Perez. Center fielder Terry Burrell the third will bat fifth. And the DH, Jose Montanez, bats sixth. Left fielder Jackson Purcell batting in the seventh spot. Batting in the eighth spot is Rafael Gutierrez. He'll play right field. And second baseman Juan Perez bats in the number 9 slot. At this moment, we'll take a break and we'll pause for the national anthem. And when we get back, the first pitch. Celts coming in with a record of 8-7 early in their D3 season. Interesting note, they've got a one player from Uganda, Isaac Adongo. We'll see if he plays. He's listed as a pitcher, but they've got, I think, 3 players in their program from Uganda. Surprisingly, Uganda finished second the last time there was an Africa Cup Baseball Championship in 2019, lost to the host team, South Africa, who's won every single one of those championships in the continent of Africa. They don't hold them all the time. They've only held 3. The last one was in 2019. UST pitcher Nick Alamai, who I don't think is on the travel roster today, though, did throw a combined no-hitter against Zimbabwe in that tournament back in 2019. 25 wins for the Jags. That's got them on a record pace. 34 wins, the best season ever for UHV. And the Jags on pace to shatter that record. And they've already broken the shutout record, having thrown 6 shutouts this season. And Doug Heinold is just working phenomenally with the pitching staff. This is a pitching staff that right now is amongst the best in the country. 4th in the NAIA with a combined 3.04 ERA. And the second best pitching staff in the Red River Conference. Mason Longoria, by the way, a couple of midweek wins against D1 teams. He got the win against Corpus Christi and the win against Prairie View A&M earlier this season. And he gets the start here this evening. And he'll face Tyler Mills, the left fielder. And he misses outside for ball 1. Second pitch swinging, lifting that one down the line to left. Jackson Purcell on the run, right on the line, makes the catch. And there's one gone. The wind is blowing pretty steady towards left field. That wasn't well hit, but it carried a long way, and Purcell had to get on his horse in order to get Mills on the fly ball out. And that'll bring up Jared Smith. Smith hitting .278. No home runs, no extra base hits. 9 RBIs, first pitch swinging. That one will drop. Miscommunication between Perez and Gutierrez. Juan was heading out into shallow right field. Raphael was coming in, and they just failed to communicate. That one drops in for a base hit, so 1 out single here in the top of the first inning, and that brings up second baseman Alex Trin. Trin hitting .507. Probably their most dangerous hitter. A slugging percentage of .746. Right-handed hitter has a couple of home runs. Second on the team with 15 RBIs. And there he pulls one to third. That'll be Torres trying to get to it. He gobbles him up a little bit. We'll see what they score it. Tough ball. It'll be an error. Probably should have come up with it cleanly.
First baseman number 18, Dylan McKee.
And 1 out and runners at first and second. For first baseman Dylan McKee, the cleanup hitter. McKee leads the team with 3 home runs. He's also got a team-leading 19 RBIs through 15 games, and Longoria starts him off with a strike. Mason from the stretch with runners at first and second. Changeup missed outside, and the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. Longoria working quickly, and a fastball right at the knees called strike, and now he's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Look at the runner, Smith back to second, swing and a miss from McKee. Second out, first strikeout of the game for Mason. And that's the 12th time this season that McKee has struck out. Dylan Lamb, the center fielder, the batter, .351 batting average, left-handed hitter. Facing the right-hander, Mason Longoria. Longoria takes a look to second. Pretty good lead there this time by Jared Smith, but no throw back, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Early inning troubles for the Jags. That's not something that's happened often. And Longoria fires the 1-0 low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lamb third on the team amongst those that play every day. 391 batting average. Swings and fouls that one out of play left side. That'll get to the river. Guadalupe runs almost parallel to the third base side. Lose a lot of foul balls into the river that way. Couple of doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 12 RBIs for Mr. Lamb and the Celts. 2-1 pitch. As Longoria looks to second, here he delivers home. That one hit into right field. That one's going to be all the way into the gap, and it's a ground rule double. Took a bounce on the grass and over the Culligan water sign in right center field, and the Celts have a 1-0 lead. As Jared Smith came in to score, that'll hold up Alex Trin at third, and Dylan Lamb with a ground rule double. And an RBI, and the Celts off to an early 1-0 lead. Gabe Garner, the batter, 6th batter of the inning, is the Celts right fielder. And Longoria kicks and delivers a first pitch strike. Garner hitting .392, 4 doubles, a home run, 9 RBIs, slugging percentage of .529. And the 0-1 is low, smothered by Hal Perez, the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Two outs, runners at second and third. Longoria kicks and delivers, and he missed outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Looks like our technical difficulties that we had the other day on Saturday when we weren't able to. There's a ball up the middle, slow hopper. Oh, a great play by Perez at second. He was rolling towards short and was actually on the other side of the bag at second, and he had to throw across his body. It wasn't the strongest of throws given all his momentum going towards third base. But a nice stretch by Christian Garcia, and the side is retired in the inning over after the Celts score 1 to get on the board early here. 1-0 as we'll head to the bottom of the first inning. DeAndre Torres, John Michael Gonzalez, and Christian Garcia due up for UHV to lead things off in the home half of the first. Rafael Gutierrez was named the Red River Athletic Conference Player of the Week. He went 6-36 against Texarkana on the weekend, 7 for 11, 11 RBIs, 2 grand slams. And he is the 6th Jaguar to be recognized with Red River Athletic Conference weekly honors so far this season. And that's the first time in program history that many Jaguars have been named either player or pitcher of the week in the conference. Second player this month for the Jags to be recognized. Christian Garcia was recognized as a player of the week back on March 4th. This is the 5th matchup between these programs in the school's 2 histories. Jags are 3-1 all time and have a 2-game winning streak coming in. The last time they met was last year. Jags won it 10-1. And they first played a home and home against each other back in February of 2022. Starting pitcher for the Kels, Luke Johnson, and his first pitch is high and over the head of the catcher and off the end of his glove for ball 1. Johnson making his first start of the year. This pitch a little lower, but still high and out of the strike zone. 2 balls, no strikes for Johnson. On the batter, DeAndre Torres. Torres quickly ahead 3-0. Torres has 17 walks on the season. That's tied for third most on the team. Christian Garcia, who leads in a number of offensive categories, also leads with 25 walks, and there's the 18th walk of the season for Torres. Leadoff walk issued by Johnson. Puts a runner at first base, and John Michael Gonzalez, the shortstop, will come to the plate. John Michael, 260 batting average. And that pitch misses. 5 straight balls thrown by Johnson to start things off here for the Celts. Very breezy night. Winds blowing 20 to 30 towards left field. Jags have the ability to pull the ball that way. We saw the wind help on Friday night against the Texarkana Eagles, and Johnson finally gets a strike in. Taken all the way that time was Gonzalez, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. From the stretch, the lefty with a breaking ball. It's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. John Michael shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's in there for a call strike. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Michael with 260 batting average, but amongst the team leaders with 21 RBIs. He does have 1 home run. I think he's in the top 5 in RBIs. There's a throw over to first base to chase Torres back. Torres 6 for 7 in the stolen base department this season. He does have the ability. Whether or not he'll go here, we'll see. I don't think so. They're going to try and wait and see what Johnson has as a pitcher. And that pitch fouls straight back to the screen. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. DeAndre Torres, a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. And John Michael Gonzalez is the batter. 2-2 count from the stretch. And the lefty with a breaking ball. That one did not draw a big, slow 12-6 type of breaking ball, but it moved from about the top of the 12 to the bottom of the 12, and that was it. If you're watching that one at home, 3-2 the count now, full on Gonzalez. And the pitch hits him on the hand. I thought it hit the end of the bat, to be honest. It took that it sounded like it hit wood. Umpire's going to talk this one over on the infield, just to the first base side of the pitcher's mound. Now, they're going to say he was hit by the pitch. Torrey Peterson, the Kels head coach, going to go out and discuss this one. I tend to agree with him. That did not sound like a hand. Unless John Michael's hand is made of wood. But runners at first and second, nobody out to start the home half of the first inning here. Fourth time this year, John Michael's been hit by a pitch. That brings up Christian Garcia, Jaguars' most dangerous hitter. Leads the team with a .494 batting average. And he looks at strike one. Garcia's .494 average leads the Red River Athletic Conference. By the way, all 28 games this season, Garcia has reached base safely in every single one of them. 42 hits and 85 at bats. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball missed outside. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one pitch swung on, fouled out of play left side. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. .85 degrees, first pitch temp, sunny skies. There's a shot into the gap in right center. That'll get all the way to the wall. Garcia on his way to second. 1 run is in. A second run is in. It's a 2-1 Jaguar lead on the 2-run double by Christian Garcia as John Michael Gonzalez scores all the way from first.
The catcher, number 16, Hal Perez.
And catcher Hal Perez to the plate. Jags on top 2-1. Hal hitting .351 with the team leading 5 home runs and 33 RBIs. Been getting it done behind the plate and at the plate this year has the Jaguars catcher. Just been another solid season for Hal. That hit by Garcia. His team leading 43rd hit and the first of the night for the Jaguars. 2-1 Jags on top. Garcia with a 2-run double scored Torres from second and Gonzalez from first. And Hal swings and misses 2 pitches. He's down in the count 0-2. A little cool in the breeze. People busting out the blankets already. That ball's hit in the air, popped up behind second base. Tom as a shortstop plays the wind perfectly and makes the catch. 1 gone.
The center fielder, number 0, Terry Burrell III.
Terry Burrell III, the batter. .416 batting average out of that number 5 spot. First pitch running the outside part of the plate for a called strike to get things going here. Burrell's 32 hits, 4th on the team. He's also got 4 doubles, 3 triples, and a couple of home runs. .623 slugging percentage. Fouls that pitch off. He's down in the count 0-2. Torres led off with a walk. John Michael Gonzalez was hit by a pitch. That put runners at first and second. Christian Garcia followed with a 2-run double to right center field to erase a 1-run deficit. Jags on top 2-1. Breaking ball hit the other way to the shortstop. Tomaz up with it, but he can't get the speedy Burrell Ball's on the ground. Here comes the throw home. Not in time. Nice aggressive base running by Christian Garcia. Burrell with an infield single, and the error will score the run.
The designated hitter, number 25, Jose Martinez.
3-1 Jags. Thomas probably should have just sat on that one rather than trying to come up with the throw. And the DH, Jose Martinez, now batting. Called strike on the inside corner to Jose. Jose's second on the team with 4 home runs. There's a ball hit to the first baseman. Nice job to stay with it. McKee tried to field it. His only play was to second, and that's where he goes. Makes the throw to Thomas, who was covering to get Burrell.
Number 40, Jackson Purcell.
So Montanez reaches on the fielder's choice, and the left fielder, Jackson Purcell, comes to the plate. Purcell had a pretty good weekend against Texarkana. He's got his average up to 338. Hits that one into the air to right field on the first pitch. And coming in to make the catch is Garner, and the side is retired, but not before the Jags erase a 1-run deficit by scoring 3 of their own. 3-1 after 1 here at Riverside Stadium. Fans, don't forget to support the UHV Jaguars Club. Jaguars 2008 club designed to raise funds on an annual basis to help UHV athletics have the resources that we need to be successful and continue on with the success that we've had over the years. Lots of conference championships, quite a few national championship appearances, but the best finish ever was a 4th place finish by men's golf a couple of years back, 5th place last year. And we're trying to get to our very first national championship and bring home the NAI much sought after red banner. And you can help us get there. Dollars raised will help program support, better schedules, more scholarship dollars, more equipment. And you can log on to uhvjaguars.com to find out more or to become a member of the inaugural 2008 club. You get a fancy window decal so you can show your pride that you've supported the Jaguars and are an inaugural member of the club. And depending on your given level, you'll be kept in the know of everything that's going on with UHV athletics, as well as entrance to every single home game. So join today. Just $20.08 gets you in, or if you want to make a recurring monthly gift of $20.08, that would be most appreciated. Top of the second, Augie Anderson is the batter, and he starts off looking at a strike on a curveball from Mason Longoria. Jags on top 3-1. Comes back with a pitch that drops off the table, breaking ball, 2-0-2 the count now. Anderson hitting .333 on the year. And the 0-2 miss low. Six for 18 is Anderson, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Mason. And the 6th time that Anderson has struck out. And with 1 out, nobody on, that'll bring up the catcher, Ryan Radicek. Radicek batting .371, third on the team with 14 RBIs. Does not have a triple or a double, but does have 5 doubles, or a home run, I should say. 5 doubles amongst his hits. Juan Perez double clutched that one, and his throw was almost up the line. Christian Garcia had to stretch out to get it. That was a bizarre defensive play there by Juan. A lot closer than it should have been on what looked like a routine ground ball to second base. Garcia was over covering him plenty of time, so not sure exactly why. Juan kind of double clutched that one. First pitch swinging is the number 9 hitter, shortstop Eduardo Tamez, and he hits that one into the gap in left center that'll go all the way to the wall. And a 2-out double for Tamez.
The left fielder, number 6, Tyler Mills.
His third double of the year, and a 2-out double puts a runner in scoring position for left fielder Tyler Mills back to the top of the order. Mills flied out to left field on a nice running catch down the line, right on the line actually, by Jackson Purcell for the first out of the ball game. Longoria's first offering, a ball inside. From the stretch, keeping an eye on the runner at second base. They're not holding him there. Kicks and delivers, and a strike at the knees to even up the count at 1-1. Vultures are circling just behind right field and center field here. There's a ball laced into right field. They're going to send the runner from third. Gutierrez throws cut off, and they don't try to go home with it. 3-2 ball game. As Tamez scores from second, he was off and running with the hit. Mills has a single and an RBI, and it's 3-2. Jared Smith, the batter, first pitch swinging into center field. Burrell to his left makes the catch a shade towards right, and that will do it for the top of the second inning. 3-2. Kels have scored singles in each of the first 2 innings. The balls they've hit on Mason, they've kind of been up in the strike zone, so he's going to, I'm sure, Doug Heinel will talk to him between innings here and try to get his location down a little bit.
Visit UHVJaguars.com today to learn more.
Jags now 16-1 here at Riverside Stadium. They've won 13 in a row at home and have won 16 of their last 17 overall. Sixth night game for the Jags this season, 5-0 so far on the year. We've outscored our opponents in those night games 38-17. Went on a 12-game winning streak after splitting a doubleheader at Texas Wesleyan and then dropped a game to Jarvis Christian that they wish they had back before going on their current 4-game win streak. Took the third and final game of that 3-game set with Jarvis before coming home to sweep Texarkana this past weekend. After tonight, the Jags will be on the road taking off the Louisiana Christian for a 3-game series, and they'll be on the road for 4 straight as they'll play at A&M Corpus Christi on March 25th before returning home to take on Houston Tillotson. And the return of former Jaguars player Chase Almendarez, who's the head coach at Tillotson and doing a pretty nice job with the program there. Rafael Gutierrez coming to the plate, looks at ball 1. Rath, the current Red River Athletic Conference Player of the Week. Swings and taps that one foul into the glove of the catcher, Radicek. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Rafael Gutierrez. Fastball missed low. 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1, high and wide, 3 balls and a strike. Gutierrez hitting .302 on the season after that 7-for-11 performance on the weekend, and he looks at a pitch right on the outside corner for a called second strike. The count now full. Second baseman Juan Perez on deck. 8-9-1 batters due up here in the bottom of the second. There's a fastball hit back up the middle into center field. Base hit to Hopper, and it gets past the center fielder Lamb. He played a little lackadaisical. Gutierrez on his way to third. He'll stand up. A 2-base error.
The second baseman, number 8, Juan Perez.
3-1 Jags lead, and now a runner just 90 feet away at third base as Gutierrez laced the ball into center field on a couple of hops. It got past Lamb, who not sure why he was trying to come up throwing when he just really needed to get in front of him. He had Gutierrez limited to a single, and because he didn't get in front of that ball and tried to field it off the hop with the glove, it got past him. It rolled under his glove, didn't hop as high as he thought it was going to, and resulted in a 2-base error. And Gutierrez standing at third base, nobody out. And Johnson behind 2-0 to Juan Perez. Three balls and no strikes as that pitch is high. Perez hitting .351 on the year, 20 for 57. 3 doubles, no triples, no home runs, 14 RBIs. Chance here maybe to bring in his 15th run. And he's taken all the way on the 3-0, and he missed high. Second 4-pitch walk issued by Johnson. He issued one earlier to DeAndre Torres, and runners on the corners now. And the batter is the aforementioned DeAndre Torres. Torres walked and scored as part of that 3-run first inning. And already we've got a pitching change on order. That'll be all for Luke Johnson. Not a very good outing. Couple of errors behind him. Hard to catch the numbers on the front of these red Kels jerseys. Looks like it's number 47, Dominic Garza, senior left-hander out of Houston, played his high school ball at Davis High School.
For St. Thomas, number 47, Dominic Garza.
Fifth appearance for Garza, all in relief. He's got a record of 0-1 with a 2.25 ERA. He's worked 4 innings, given up 3 hits and 1 earned run. He struck out 4, walked 1. Opponents hitting 200 off him. Among those 4 hits, or the 3 hits that he's given up, a home run and a double. He's also had 3 wild pitches and a balk, so looks like he'll either strike you out, you'll hit him hard, or he has no idea where it's going to go. And he's on in relief of the starter, Luke Johnson, who doesn't get out of the second inning. He goes 1+.
The third baseman,
3 runs on 3 hits.
DeAndre.
First pitch swinging. Chopping a foul as Torres. Torres walked and scored the first run for the Jags. Jags lead at 3-2. We're in the bottom of the second inning. One run in each of the top halves of the first 2 innings for St. Thomas. We're in the bottom of the second. Jags have scored 3 in the first and threatening again here with runners on the corners and nobody out for Torres. Torres batting .338 with a home run, 19 RBIs, 8 doubles, and a triple. Throw over to first. They've got the runner in a pickle. They're going to send the runner home from third. And Rafael Gutierrez gets thrown out. One, 3, 4, 2, I believe, is how they'll score it. So they give up 90 feet of base path. And an 0-1 count to Torres after chopping the first pitch foul. There's a breaking ball down from the left-hander Garza, and he misses for ball 1. Perez got caught leaning and would have been picked off had Gutierrez not broke for home, and a nice throw by the second baseman Trin got him. One pitch up high, it misses. 2 balls and a strike to count. Swing and a miss by Torres on the 2-1 offering, and it's 2-2. Crowd still filing in here to Riverside Stadium for this Tuesday night non-conference affair between the Division III University of St. Thomas Kels and the UHV Jaguars. 3-2 the count now on Torres as that pitch missed high. Both Kels pitchers struggling to get that breaking ball down. There's a pitch fastball that swung on and pulled foul first base side, just past the dugout of the Kels on the first base side of the stadium. Count will remain 3-2. John Michael Gonzalez on deck. There's a ball chopped first base. That's a fair ball. Torres thought it was foul, but he's not going anywhere. They're going to argue this one. Umpire did not call it a foul ball. Now he's going to ask for help from the umpires on the base paths. Torres didn't even take off. He stood there. Maybe it hit his foot. Well, Torres didn't run it out, and he gets called out on the ground ball to the first baseman. McKee took it himself.
The shortstop, number 2, Jean-Michael Gonzalez.
Juan Perez advanced to third. He hustled down. So 2 outs and a runner at third base for John Michael Gonzalez. Hit by a pitch his first time up. Scored the second of the Jaguars' 3 runs, and he swings and misses on the first pitch he sees from Garza. Faced Luke Johnson his first time up. Celts have already changed pitchers. Johnson gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, a couple of errors behind him. That ball's hit into center field. Base hit, RBI single for John Michael, and Jags lead it 4-2. This time, Lamb, the center fielder, is a lot more sure-handed in keeping that ball in front of him.
The first baseman, number 6, Christian Garcia.
That brings up the Christian Garcia, Jaguars first baseman, 2-run double in the first. First pitch swinging, that one hit back up the middle. That'll get past a diving Bryn at second. And a 2-out single for Garcia puts runners on the corners as John Michael gets on his horse and takes off for third base.
Number 16,
That one had one hopper up the middle. Gonzalez lined a base hit into center field, so back-to-back singles up the middle, and Hal Perez, who popped up to the shortstop in the first, comes to the plate. Hal leads the team with home runs and RBIs. Wind blowing out to left. Hal likes to pull balls to left field. Nice move by Garza. Almost got Garcia. I'm not sure if it's the sun that's keeping... The sun kind of sets behind third base, and when you're at first, that's a tough ball to see coming out of the pitcher's arms on the pickoff. Garcia shortens his lead this time in the first pitch. From Garza to Hal Perez, missed outside, ball 1. I don't think you're going to see Christian Garcia take as big a lead as he had that first time. 1-0, fastball, missed high, 2-0. Hal Perez hits that one to center field. Lamb going back, and he'll settle under it and make the catch. And that'll do it for the Jags. Six batters to the plate. They add a run, lead it 4-2 through 2 complete innings. 4 runs on 5 hits for UHV and an error. 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for the Kels.
We'd like to thank and recognize the following sponsors of the UHV Athletics. The Club at Colony Creek, Eat Well, Play Off at Black Plow. The Wade and Carter Show. WN Settlement Services. Detour Healthcare System. Civil Corps and Regional Steel. Thank you.
Take a look at the Red River Athletic Conference standings here between innings. UHV with a 14-1 conference record. That is tops in the league, but only because LSU Shreveport has played 12 games and hasn't lost one, so they are a half game behind the Jags. Texas A&M Texarkana was 8-1 coming into the weekend before losing 3 straight. They're now 4.5 back, tied with LSU Alexandria with an 8-4 conference record. Texarkana 19-9 overall. LSUA 14-4. Sitting a game behind LSUA in 5th is Our Lady of the Lake, 7-5 conference record. Louisiana Christian, who the Jags will face this weekend in Louisiana, at 500, a 6-6 record. Houston Tillotson sitting at 5-7 in the conference, and then the University of the Southwest, who the Jags swept earlier this year, at 5-10, sitting in the number 8 spot. Top 8 make the conference tournament at the end of the month. Alex Trin, the second baseman, leading things off here in the third, and he swings and misses for strike 1. Reached on an error. Back in the first inning, 5.07 batting average for Trin. That's best on the Celts and best amongst starters for both teams here tonight. Here's the 1-1, just missing outside is Mason, and the count 2 balls and a strike. There's a ball hit up the middle into center field. And a leadoff single for Trin.
The first baseman, number 18, Dylan McKee.
Dylan McKee, the batter. First baseman struck out swinging in the first. First pitch swinging. There's a ball fielded in fair territory. Nice play by DeAndre Torres at third. He was falling into foul territory, turned and threw to second to get Trin on the force. Only play he had, and he got him by half a step. McKee reaches on the fielder's choice. Dylan Lamb, the center fielder, the batter with one out, one on. Tell you what, that's a heck of a play by DeAndre Torres. That one kind of, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if the fans recognize just how tough that play was for Torres as Mason Longoria starts Lamb off with a strike looking. And that one hit solidly into right field. Runners at first and second now with one out.
The right fielder, number 38, Gabe Garner.
And the right fielder, Gabe Garner, comes up. Hitting right around 350, just a shade under after grounding out to end the first inning, and he's swinging on the first pitch here, and he fouls it out of play first base side. Off the roof of the clubhouse. Behind the first base party deck. Oh, 1 lifted into the air, shallow right field coming in as the wind kind of holds it up for Rafael Gutierrez, and he makes the catch. 2 gone. Kind of gave a little wobble as he caught that one. The wind kind of pushed it a little bit last minute, and he had to be really sure-handed. Augie Anderson with 2 on and 2 out here in the top of the third. The batter now for the Kels. And Longoria kicks and delivers. Fastball inside part of the plate at the knees for a called strike. Anderson struck out back in the second. And the 0-1 misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 40th pitch, it's swung on, hit up the middle. Perez with a lackadaisical throw, and Christian Garcia, the first baseman, with a stretch, and he may have pulled his groin or a hamstring on that one. He is hurt. Perez just kind of lobbed it over to first, and Garcia had to stretch out, and he may just be cramping up here. That's 2 plays that Juan Perez has now made at second base that are just a little bit lacking some effort. He double clutched one earlier that Christian Garcia had to stretch and go up the line towards first to get. And that might be all for Christian Garcia. He's being helped off. And he's putting very little pressure on his right leg right now. Get the changes for you here in a second.
Please moving to first base, number 23, Rafael Gutierrez, and entering the game in right field, number 1, Brady Thompson.
So there you go. Rafael Gutierrez is going to move from right field to first, and Brady Thompson will go in and play right field. So Brady will take Christian Garcia's spot in the batting order in the number 3 spot. Runners at first and second. And the batter is check that, runners on all bases. The bases are loaded. I forgot Augie Anderson reached on the error by Juan Perez. And the catcher, Ryan Radicek's the batter. 2-1 count. Now the ball is in the dirt. 3-1 the count. Hit the other way and foul down the first base side. Trying to sneak one past the right side of the infield was Radicek, and he just about did it. Straightens that one out, and that one might clear the bases. Here's a 3-1 for Mason Longoria. Runners on the move. That one hit in the air. Burrell shading over and makes the catch in right center field, but tell you what, for as intense as the Jaguars were in beating Texarkana over the weekend, they're kind of flat. And the intensity is showing and you know, I'm not being critical, but Juan Perez with 2 plays at second base that just showed no urgency, and he made Christian Garcia, the first baseman, stretch to make 2 plays. That time pulled him off the bag, and it may have resulted in an injury that the Jaguars can't afford to have. You lose one of the best hitters in the entire nation if Garcia is hurt. So time to get a little bit more urgency and play with a little bit more passion here. Isaac Odongo going to pitch. He comes out of Uganda. Chance to get some work in for head coach Terry Peterson and his pitching staff. First appearance of the year for Odongo. Tall senior right-hander out of Lira, Uganda, 6'3", 215 pounds. Nice frame on the kid. Coming out of that baseball hotbed of Lira, Uganda. Shows you what an international game baseball's become. It's no longer just played by kids in the U.S. and Central America and Cuba and a few other countries where maybe American servicemen introduced the game post-World War II, like Japan and Korea. But The St. Thomas Kels have found a pitcher out of Uganda. And he'll face Terry Burrell III to lead things off here in the third. Jags lucky that the Kels did not score a run or two and close the 4-2 gap that they face. Nice breaking ball dropped in for a strike. And Isaac Adongo ahead early in the count, 0-1. Pitch outside. Radicek crossed up a little bit by that one. Caught off the end of the glove, but with nobody on, it's just a ball. And the 1-1 missed outside, 2-1. That was a changeup. Luke Johnson came on to start the second inning, and I think that might have changed up Torrey Peterson's plans here, as it looks like he's got somebody up and throwing in the bullpen. So you may see almost a different pitcher every inning here now for the Kels. And the 2-1 fastball missed high, 3-1. But until Luke Johnson got pulled in the second inning, I'm not sure that was the plan for the Kels. And the 3-1 swung on, fouled out of play left side by Burrell, 3-2 the count. Fastball inside part of the plate. That one almost gobbled up the first baseman McKee, but he's able to field it off the heel of his glove and take it himself to retire Terry Burrell for the first out of the inning. I do believe D3 does use the pitch clock as well, and I tell you what, the Dongo very close to using every, if not going over, he's using every second allowed by the pitch clock. Jose Montanez, designated hitter, the batter. Looks at strike one and an off-speed pitch. The one down and in, it misses. 1-1 strike the count. Jose reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and was left stranded at first base when Purcell flied to right to end it. And the 1-1 tails away from the left-handed hitting designated hitter, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Two 2-1 fouled off. That'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 just missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Montanez with a good eye there to take that pitch. Three-two from Adongo. Fastball hit back to the ward short. Spinning and making the throw over to first. Nice play by Thomas. 2 gone. Two outs and the base is empty for left fielder Jackson Purcell. And Odongo starts Purcell off with ball 1. Ooh, fastball from Odongo just missed. Purcell thought about it, checked the swing. They didn't try to appeal it. No, he did not go, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. That looked like a pretty darn good pitch from Odongo. Not one I think you're going to take on a 2-strike count for sure. And Odongo rears back and fires, this time missing high and tight. 3-0 the count now. Taking all the way on 3-0 is Purcell, and it's in there for a called strike. So the count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. Outfield playing almost straight away. Center fielder shading him to pull the ball, but it doesn't matter because a walk has been issued by Odongo. His first walk after retiring the first 2 batters. It'll bring up the first baseman, Rafael Gutierrez. Gutierrez 1 for 1. And he looks at a breaking ball in there for a called strike. Singled up the middle back in the 2nd inning. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Jags on top 4-2. Then was caught trying to steal home on a delayed steal. I'm not sure it was designed that way, but Juan Perez walked and then got caught leaning towards second. Swing and a miss on a sweeping breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Isaac Perez, yeah, we all hope Christian Garcia is okay after that stretch to first. We'll find out more. Too early to tell right now. And the 2-2 from Odongo missed outside to count full 3-2. So Odongo got Burrell to ground to first, then he got Montanez to ground out to short, and now a walk and a full count here to Gutierrez. Purcell with the walk standing at first base. He's not a threat. But he's off with the pitch, and it's outside for ball 4. So runners at first and second now. Back-to-back walks issued by Odongo after quickly getting the first 2 batters that he's faced. Brings up the second baseman, Juan Perez. Juan walked and scored the lone run of the 2nd inning of the Jaguars' 4th run of the game. The Jags lead at 4-2. Kels currently out hitting the Jaguars with 6. Both teams have committed a couple of errors. Jags with 5 hits, but twice as many runs. And the first pitch is a curveball that missed outside from the right-handed Odongo to the right-handed hitting Juan Perez. Comes back, works the inside corner, and a swing and a miss by Perez. So the count evened up at a ball and a strike. And the 1-1 misses down and away, 2-1. Still a nice evening for ball here at Riverside Stadium. If you're longing for something to do, come on down. Still got plenty of ball left to be played here. Bottom of the third inning. Jags on top 4-2. Clouds starting to move across the sky here beyond the center field fence. And Odongo this time violates the pitch clock. And that'll add a ball that's no pitch. So 3 balls and a strike to count. So I'm sure you're going to see Odongo work a lot quicker now. And he rears back and fires a fastball. Once again, Juan Perez just couldn't quite hold off on. It's a pitch that's kind of down and in. And he got him swinging and missing earlier. And that time does the same. And the count full. 2 on, 2 out here. Bottom of the third inning. Jags on top 4-2. And the pitch is high. Ball 4. The runners are off with the pitch. And the base is now loaded for DeAndre Torres.
The third baseman, number 7, DeAndre Torres.
Burrell led off the inning, grounding out to first. Jose Montanez grounded to short, and then 3 straight walks have been issued by Odongo. And DeAndre Torres to the plate. Opportunity here for the Jags to maybe break this one open with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning, leading 4-2. Purcell at third, Gutierrez at second, and Perez at first. And first pitch swinging, and Torres way in front of that off-speed pitch for strike 1. Go 1 from Odongo, missed outside. Torres 0 for 1 with a run scored, walked in the first and scored the Jags' first run. Jags on top 4-2. That one hit on the ground to the second baseman, Trin, ranging over, and he makes the throw to first to end the inning. So the Jags do threaten, but come away empty, leaving the bases loaded. 3 complete, 4-2 UHV. Mason Longoria wrapping up his warm-ups here in the top of the fourth inning. Jags lead at 4-2. 9-1-2 hitters due up for University of St. Thomas out of Houston.
Number 2, Eduardo Tamas.
Former NAI member and Red River Conference opponent in soccer. They did not have baseball back when they were in the NAIA. They started that after they made the transition to Division III. And Eduardo Tamas, the shortstop, shows bunt in there for a strike as he tried to pull it back. And Mason Longoria kicks and delivers the 0-1. This one lifted into the air, shallow. center field and right behind shortstop. John Michael Gonzalez battled the wind on that one and then dropped it. Thomas reaches on the air. Third error committed by the Jags, and like I said, it they just seem a little flat right now. When they're hitting Mason, his pitches are kind of up, and there's the third error. And puts the leadoff man aboard. That pitch in the dirt. Hal Perez blocked it. Thomas thought about taking off for second, but Perez was able to gather it in pretty quickly. Tyler Mills, the batter, RBI single in the second. He's 1 for 2. One-0 swung on, lifted into the air, foul territory. Coming over to make the play at the fence is the third baseman, DeAndre Torres. Right in front of the dugout and tagging and heading to second is Thomas. That's a heads-up base running play.
The third baseman, number 16, Jared Smith.
Jared Smith, the third baseman, comes up, runner in scoring position, as I see former Victoria High Stingaree head baseball coach and longtime Jag volunteer assistant Robert Tripson making his way into the stadium. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Smith, 0-1 the count. Smith 1 for 2, scored in the first on a hit, and then fly to center to end the second inning. And there he lifts that one to left field. That one hit well. Purcell coming over, makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. Hit hard on a line drive, but the one just didn't get up in the air and let the wind take it. You get that ball up a little bit, another 10 feet high, that one might go over the fence. The wind is blowing that hard here at Riverside Stadium and straight out to left field. But that one just didn't get enough lift for the wind to do its thing. And the batter's the second baseman, Alex Trin, and a nice breaking ball from Mason Longoria kind of crossed him up, and it's in there for strike 1. Trin 1 for 2, reached on an error in the first inning. One of 3 errors committed by the Jags in this ball game. And then he had a single in the third. And he goes the other way into right field. There's a base hit that'll score a run. RBI single for Trin as Thomas comes in from second. Trin hitting .507 coming into this game. And now he's 2 for 3. So he's got his average up to .514 on the year. And Dylan McKee, who is 0 for 2, looks at strike 1. There's a quick throw over to first base to try to get Trin, and he's back in sliding safely. Breaking ball down and away, missing. Evens up the count of the ball and a strike. Jan Bardnero, thank you for tuning in from Illinois. Got it. I've had no issues with your grandson's last name, but appreciate you helping me out there. McKay swings and misses on the 1-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. A run already in. It's 4-3 Jags and a runner at first base. Longoria kicks and delivers. Pitches down low. Blocked by Perez. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 chop foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count will remain. Top of the 4th. This one kind of dragging. We're about an hour and 25 minutes into this one. It's just kind of plodding along. UHV, after a very intense weekend conference series against Texarkana, just a little flat. There's a ball that got up and hit into left field. So a 2-out single puts runners at first and second. And again, Mason Longoria with a pitch that just stayed up in the strike zone, and McKee hammered it into left. Might be all for Mason Longoria. Jonathan Stavanoa, the head coach, out onto the mound. Well, maybe not. There is an arm thrown up, a left-hander thrown in the Jaguars bullpen. Can't see who it is. But Mason threw quite a few innings over the weekend. Pitched in 2 of the 3 games against Texarkana and has thrown 60 pitches here and might be running out of gas. Just hasn't had that same command and every pitch that the Kels have hit have been up in the strike zone. Dylan Lamb, the center fielder, now to the plate. Jags lead by 1, 4-3. 8 hits now given up by Longoria. 3 runs, 3 errors behind him. And he just missed belt high outside, ball 1. The 1-0 hit on the ground. That's through the hole between short and third. And that'll tie the ball game. Running hard from second base is Trend. Purcell tried to throw behind the runner at second and almost got McKee making too wide of a turn. Gabe Garner, the right fielder, comes up. 2 outs, 2 on. 0 for 2 is Gabe. And Longoria misses high, ball 1. The 1-0 lifted foul territory behind home plate. The wind really pushing that one away, and Hal Perez can't come up with a diving effort. Give you an idea of how the wind played with that one. He started straight back behind home plate towards the backstop. And by the time he dove for it, he was halfway up the dugout on the third base side. So it just shows you how strong the wind is and what it's doing to some of these balls in the air. Foul ball evens up the count at 1-1. And looks like the lefty in the Jaguar bullpen is ready. Longoria kicks and delivers. He misses low. 2 balls and a strike. 2 runs across already for the Kels. It's a 4-4 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. I'll be honest, I thought I was expecting some fireworks, the wind blowing out to left. The 2-1 right in there on the outside corner for A 2-strike, 2-ball count now. Nice pitch. That's good location for Mason. That's where you want it. Comes right back there and a swing and a miss to strike out Garner to end the inning, but not before 2 runs come in to tie the ball game at 4. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for UHV. Walker Holzhausen, the new pitcher for the St. Thomas Celts, making his 6th appearance, does not have a win or a loss. He's got 11.25 ERA. He's worked 4 innings, given up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. A couple of walks, couple of strikeouts, 1 double, 1 home run. Opponents hitting 389 off of him, a wild pitch, and a couple of hit batters. So when they're not hitting him, he's hitting them. Based on the season stats so far through 4 innings. He's faced 18 batters through those 4 innings. And it'll be the shortstop, John Michael Gonzalez, to lead things off here for UHV in the bottom of the 4th, trying to get going here. And a little bit of energy out of that UHV dugout now. They've been kind of sitting there on their hands through the first 3 innings. First pitch from Holzhausen, misses. John Michael takes the second one. RBI single in the second for John Michael, 1-1 count here. And the breaking ball. From the Celts right-hander out of Richmond and played a little at Alvin Community College. Misses, 2 balls and a strike to count. Comes back with a fastball, swung on a miss, 2-2. John Michael hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. RBI single in the second. Played at the Jaguars' 4th run of the game, swinging and just getting a piece of that one off the end of the bat to stay alive. It's 2-2. The count will remain. 3 runs in the first, but the Jags up 3-1. Gave one back at the top of the second, but then added one in the bottom of the second. It was 4-2. Both teams came away empty in the third. There's a curveball hit up the middle, and it'll get past the second baseman, Trin. Leadoff single here in the 4th for John Michael. He's 2 for 2. Right fielder Brady Thompson to the plate, his first at bat after coming in following the injury to Christian Garcia. Thompson hitting .269. A double and 3 RBIs on the year for Brady, and sitting in a position now to produce some runs. Throw over to first, chases John Michael back. Thompson pushes a bunt up the first baseline. Holzhausen fields it cleanly, underhands it over to McKee at first, and the sacrifice bunt works.
The catcher, number 16, Alvarez.
It's John Michael in the scoring position at second base. Setting the table for the Jaguars' most productive hitter, Hal Perez. Although he's 0 for 2 here this evening. First pitch swinging, that one fouled out of play right side. Hal leads the team in home runs and RBIs, 5 and 33. And the 0-1 is high to even up the count. John Michael dancing away at second base. And Hal Perez swings way ahead of that pitch, pulling it foul out of play. Left side of the ballpark, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Holzhausen turns and chases the runner back to second base. Curveball that Perez got in front of and pulled foul, chopping it towards Stavino in the third base coach's box. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hal trying hard to really looking like he's trying to pull a ball with that wind and lift one into over the fence in left field. And Holzhausen is trying to stay away from him. Here's the 1-2, and it's down 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got to thank Ashley Stavinoa for bringing me a water. Thank you very much, ma'am. Wife of head coach Jonathan Stavinoa. This one lifted in the air to right field. Garner going to settle under it. Strong throw to third. This one could be trouble, but coming in to cut it off is Smith, the third baseman. That one, smart play by Smith. That one was going to hop in a place that might have got past him, and he made a really nice play to get up and smother that one on the short hop before it could get past him. So John Michael advances on the fly ball out to right field, and a nice play to keep John Michael from scoring on what was a strong throw, but was going to probably short hop and maybe get past him. Really, really smart play by third baseman Smith to go get that ball before it could cause him any troubles off a hop. First pitch to Terry Burrell, the third, misses for ball 1. And Holzhausen working quickly now, and he misses outside 2-0. Burrell hits that one in the right field, coming in to make the catch. Waist high is Garner. And that'll do it. Jags leave a runner stranded at third base. And we're tied at 4 as we head to the 5th. 7, 8, 9 batters due up for the Kels when we return. Andrew Hurlbrink pitching for the Jags on the relief of Mason Longoria, junior left-hander out of Perth, Australia. Played college ball at Lassen College out in California. Hurlbrink making his 6th appearance, 4.76 ERA. 1 save. He's worked 5 2/3 innings. And the 1-0 pitch fouled off out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 hits. He's given up 3 earned runs. Struck out 7 and walked 4. Opponent's hitting 182 off of Andrew. And he's behind 2-1 as that pitch missed. 2-1 misses low. 3-1 the count. Here's a 3-1 from Hurlbrink. Slider catches the outside part of the plate. 3-2 the count. Augie Anderson, the leadoff batter here in the 5th for the Celts. And he goes the other way with it into left field. That one took a hard hop, got past Jackson Purcell.
The catcher, number 19, Ryan Radich.
Single and an error. Ryan Radich, the catcher, now batting 0 for 2. And he looks at strike 1 from Hurlbrink. 4th error committed by UHV. 7 combined, 3 by the Celts. Has not been a cleanly played game defensively, obviously. Swing and a miss on a pitch. Low and away. 0-2. And Radich kind of fooled on that one. Line drive, soft liner to the first baseman, Gutierrez, and he tries to throw over to second to catch Anderson's string from the bag, but cannot get the double play. 1 gone. Eduardo Tamez, the batter. Singled and reached on an error. He scored twice, and he looks at strike one. So Hurlbrink working quickly and pretty effectively right now. Lifting that one into the air. Thompson, left field, or the right fielder, goes and makes a catch. Throw to third, but tagging and advancing is Anderson, and there's two gone. Go ahead run at third base now. Top of the order for Tyler Mills, RBI single in the second. He's 1 for 3. First pitch swinging, that one lifted in the air, foul. And out of the ballpark in foul territory. Down the left field line, lefty on lefty here. Hurlbrink goes the outside, and a swing and a miss from Mills. And Andrews quickly ahead 0-2. Fastball. Perez set it up outside, and he missed. He hit a spot, but he didn't get Mills to chase it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on a pitch down in the dirt. Perez blocks it, makes a throw to first, and that'll do it. So the Kels threaten but leave a runner at third. And Hurlbrink comes in and pitches a nice 5th inning. We remain tied at 4 going to the bottom of the 5th. 6, 7, 8 hitters due up for UHV when we get back. Walker Holshausen out to work his 2nd inning, so breaking the streak of a new pitcher every inning since the starter, Luke Johnson, was replaced in the top of the 2nd after getting into a bit of trouble. And Jose Montanez, DH, will come up to start things off here in the home half of the 5th inning, tied at 4. First pitch to Jose misses. Here's the 1-0. Fastball down and away. 2-0 the count. Three 0 the count, taken all the way is Jose, and it's in there for a called strike. And the 3-1 in there for a strike as well. 3-2. That one right at the knees. Nice pitch by Holzhausen. Three-two pitch hit on the ground of the second baseman, Trin, and he'll make the throw. One gone.
The left fielder, number 40, Jackson Purcell.
Jaguars left fielder Jackson Purcell up. One out, nobody on here. Bottom of the fifth inning. Curveball from the right-hander misses outside to start things off here to Purcell in the fifth. Jackson walked his last time up, was left stranded at third base. Jags left the bases loaded. There's a ball hit into left field. And a one out single for Jackson. He's 1 for 2 now.
The first baseman, number 23, Rafael Gutierrez.
Rafael Gutierrez up. 1 out, 1 on. Raf with a single in the second, walked and was left stranded in the third. Holzhausen starts him off with a fastball, and Gutierrez was taking all the way. Strike one. Purcell plays left 2 for 2 in stolen bases. Not a huge threat to go, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere here. Nice curveball from Holzhausen in for strike 2. Gutierrez finds himself behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That one hit on the ground towards the shortstop. Going to take a weird hop, and it's going to eat up Tomaz. Fourth error for the Kels. And puts runners at first and second. Brings up the second baseman, Juan Perez. Juan has walked twice. And Holzhausen starts him off with a curveball that misses outside, 1-0. Just missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Three and 0 as that pitch fails to find the strike zone. Ball away from walking the bases loaded. And that one missed inside. He does just that. Third walk for Perez this evening. So Purcell moves to third, Gutierrez to second, and Perez to first with the walk. Might be all for Walker Holzhausen. We'll see. As Torrey Peterson heads out to the mound. And that will be all. Call to the bullpen coming. Single by Purcell after Montanez grounded out to second, then an error by the shortstop, Tomaz. Let Gutierrez get on base. And then a walk in 4 straight pitches issued by Holzhausen to load the bases. And then back to the top of the order. And DeAndre Torres is the batter with one out and the bases loaded. Great opportunity for DeAndre here.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Kels, number 65, Gilberto Arizona.
New pitcher for the Kels, number 65, Gilberto Ariozola. Junior from Northbrook High School in Houston. Making his 5th appearance. 11.25 ERA, 4 innings of work. He's given up 6 runs, 5 of them earned on 5 hits. He's walked 4 and struck out 2. Of those 5 hits, 1 was a home run, 1 was a triple. And opponents are hitting .313 off him. He's also allowed a sac fly and a sac hit. And has hit a batter as well. Actually, he's hit 1. And he's also been called for a balk. So we'll see what the left-hander brings here with the bases loaded and 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning, tie ball game. We're tied at 4.
The third baseman, number 7, DeAndre Torres.
And the Jaguars' third baseman comes to the plate, 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the first. And he's grounded out a couple of times since then. The last time with the bases loaded to end the inning. That was in the 3rd. And he looks at ball 1 from Ariozola. Lefty on lefty here. That's the matchup. Swings and try to go the other way with that pitch. They are actually shading. The outfield is shading Torres to go the other way with it. Foul ball evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Curveball, that one hit in the air. Deep center field, going back hard as Lamb. That's going to get over his head. That'll fall off the wall in front of the retired jersey of Terry Poole. And a 2-run double for DeAndre Torres. It's 6-4 Jaguars.
The shortstop, number 2, Jean-Michael Gonzalez.
John Michael Gonzalez comes up. Reached base all 3 times today. Hit by a pitch, scored in the first, and he singled twice. Once into center field and once a ground ball up the middle. And he looks at ball 1 here from the left-hander, Gilberto Ariozola. 2 runs in, 6-4 Jags, bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. After the 2-run double from DeAndre Torres, scored Jackson Purcell and Rafael Gutierrez, and Juan Perez advanced to 3rd base. And the 1-0 misses outside, 2-0 the count. Fastball swung on. And not connecting is Gonzalez, so that's 2-1 the count. Hit on the ground of the second baseman. Trent had to back up on it, plays it on one hop, makes a throw to first to get Gonzalez, but that'll bring in the third run of the inning, seventh run of the game. 7-4 UHV.
One, Brady Thompson.
Right fielder Brady Thompson up. Sacrifice bunt in his only appearance. And he looks at a pitch, fastball up and away for ball one. Fastball right at the knees on the outside corner. Thompson, being patient, was taking that pitch. 1-1 is the count. 7-4, Jags lead at 7 runs on 8 hits and 4 errors. 4 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors for the Kels. Curveball down and in. A nice job by Radicek to keep it from getting past him. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the 2-1 swung on, lifted foul out of play, first base side. Count leaving up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jen, if you're watching, that was a nice play by your grandson to keep that ball from getting away. Here's the 2-2 from Ariozola. That one hit in the air to center field. Lamb was playing Thompson to pull, and he had to go towards right field a little bit, but still in center field to make the catch, and that'll do it for the inning. But the Jags score 3 on a 2-run double from DeAndre Torres. And an RBI ground out by John Michael Gonzalez. 7-4, Jaguars lead it as we go to the fourth, as we cross the 2-hour mark in this game. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for the Kels when we get back. Andrew Hurlbrink back out to work his second inning, the 6th in this ball game. Gave up a leadoff single and then got a line out and a fly ball out and a strikeout to end the 5th.
Third baseman number 16, Jared Smith.
And the third baseman, Jared Smith, will lead things off here in the top of the 6th for the Celts. 2 for 3 is Smith. And the first pitch bounces in front of home plate for ball 1. (1-0) missed inside, 2-0 the count. Man, I thought, we're pushing 8 o'clock here, and I thought for sure that we'd see this wind die down, but it hasn't. There's a ball laced the other way into right field, leadoff single for Smith.
The second baseman, number 10, Alex Trent.
Alex Trent, the second baseman, who's hitting .514 now. 2 for 3 here with an RBI. Actually, 2 for 2, reached on an error. So he's probably hitting more like 517. I miscalculated that. And he has another base hit. This one a single pulled through the hole. It's short.
The first baseman, number 18, Dylan McKee.
Kid uses all three fields. He's had a single up the middle, went the other way into right field, and now he pulled one through the hole. It's short. And Hurlbrink's pitch hit the batter. And the bases are loaded as Dylan McKee will trot down to first base.
Center fielder, number 5, Dylan Lamb.
Nobody out, bases loaded for the Kels. Dylan Lamb, the center fielder, the batter. And a meeting of the minds on the mound for UHV. That pitch looked like it crossed up Hal Perez. Hal's pretty good behind the plate, but that one kind of handcuffed them down and in. Lamb's reached base all three times. RBI double in the first, RBI single in the fourth. He's been pretty productive out of that 5 spot. Now he's got the bases loaded in front of him. And Andrew Hurlbrink working his second inning here, and he's in a bases loaded jam with nobody out. First pitch right back to the lefty, line back to him, and he tried to find somebody to throw it to try to get a double play, but nobody was home at second, and the runner back at third in time. So that's a huge first out. Nice play by Hurlbrink. He went down and got that one off a shoe top. And the batter's Gabe Garner with one out in the bases loaded. First pitch swinging. There's a ball on the ground to Torres. He steps on third and then throws across the diamond to double play, ends the inning. Way to come back and battle for Hurlbrink, who got himself into trouble. Bases loaded, nobody out, gets a liner back to him, and then gets Garner to hit a double play. Second great defensive play by Torres at third tonight. 7-4, we go to the bottom of the sixth. New pitcher for the Kels, number 35, Blake Mikulski. Mikulski, a junior out of Deer Park, Texas, and Deer Park High School. Making his second appearance. He's worked just 2/3 of an inning, giving up a couple of runs, both earned. Opponents hitting 2 for 5 off of him. Both hits a double. He struck out 2 and walked 1. And it'll be Hal Perez, Terry Burrell III, and Jose Montanez due up for the Jags here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch swinging's Hal. Chopper to Smith at third, and the throw in plenty of time to get Hal. 1 gone.
Center fielder, number 0, Terry Burrell III.
Terry Burrell III now batting. 1 out, nobody on. Terry's 1 for 3. And the first pitch from Mikulski misses away from the left-handed hitter. Terry singled in the first, then grounded out and flied out. Swinging on the 1-0 and lifting that one foul into the bullpen on the Jaguars' side of the field. Try to go the other way with it. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Grounded out to the first baseman, McKee, back in the 3rd inning, and then a fly ball to Garner in right ended the 4th. Bases are empty. 1 gone here in the 6th. Oh, nice curveball. That one tied up Burrell and Knotts. 1-2 the count. Goes down to get that pitch. Tried to come back with a pitch inside, and he deposits a base hit into the left field. Nice piece of hitting by Burrell. Tried to tie him up again with the exact same pitch, and this time Burrell was equal to the task and bettered it by 1 with a base hit to left field. 1 out single for Terry. You can steal some bases. You're going to have to pay attention to him on the base pass if you're Mikulski. And Jose Montanez, a designated hitter, the batter. Burrell great jump on that one. Montanez puts it in play, hitting a run, and man, if Jose doesn't swing on that one, that's a stolen base for Terry. Left fielder Jackson Purcell up with 2 out and 1 on. Runner at scoring position at second base is Burrell. Base hit could score him. He can fly. Purcell singled to left his last time up, scored a run. The first of 3 that the Jags plated in the 5th. Jaguars on top 7-4. 7 runs on 9 hits, 4 errors. Both teams have committed 4 errors. 4 runs on 12 hits for the Kels. Burrell takes off for third. There's a ball hit to the shortstop, Tamez. He's up with it. And a 1-hopper across the diamond in time to get Purcell. And that'll end the inning. Jags leave a runner in scoring position. 6 innings in the books. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Anderson, Radicek, and Tamez due up for the Kels when we get back. Andrew Hurlbrink on to work his third inning. He'll face the 7, 8, 9 batters here. Worked himself out of a bases loaded jam in the 6th. Wonder if his dad is watching. It's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in Perth, Australia, where Andrew is from. If I remember correctly, I think his dad's name is Peter, and he's watched a few times, checked in. Augie Anderson, the batter, leading off the bottom of the 7th. First pitch swing, and there's a chopper to first. And Rafael Gutierrez will field it on one slow hop and then step on the bag to make the play. One gone.
Catcher number 19, Ryan Radicek.
Ryan Radicek, the batter. The catcher is 0 for 3, and that might be all for Hurlbrink. Solid outing for Andrew. He goes 2 1/3. Does not give up a run. Did give up 3 hits, also hit a batter. But got out of that bases loaded jam in the 6th. Got a line ball hit right back to him. Made a nice catch off the shoe tops. And then got a ground ball out to third baseman DeAndre Torres, who made a nice play to step on third and throw across to end the inning. And he gets the first out of the 7th inning here. And Augie Anderson on a ground ball to first base. So the catcher Radicek will face a different pitcher for the third time tonight. He was 0 for 2 against starter Mason Longoria, and then Radicek lined out to the first baseman Gutierrez in the 5th. And the new pitcher is Justin Morales. Justin making his 9th appearance. 0-1 record, a 7.36 ERA. He's worked 7 1/3, giving up 7 runs, 6 of them earned on 4 hits. He's struck out 7 and walked 1. A couple of long balls have been what's caused that ERA to balloon because opponents are just hitting a $1.48 off of him. And he'll come in to face the 8 and 9 batters for the Kels with 1 gone here in the 7th. Andrew Hurlbrink in position to pick up the win if the score should hold.
The catcher number 19, Ryan Radicek.
Radicek 0 for 3. It's grounded out, flied out, and lined out. And now he faces a right-hander in Morales. Morales from the stretch, and he misses outside 1-0. Right-handed hitting catcher for the Celts. Came in hitting .371, but has been empty so far here this evening. But there's a base hit back up the middle. Just about took the head off Morales. 1 out single for Radicek, and the Celts trying to get something going and climb back into this one, trailing 7-4.
Right at first base, number 50, Arian Chopra.
Arian Chopra, the runner at first for the catcher. And the batter is Eduardo Tamez, the shortstop. First pitch swinging, pops that one up behind home plate. Hal Perez giving chase, but that'll get onto the screen and out of here. And rolls into the glove of Hal. Tamez 1 for 2, reached on an error as well. Let's just check that 1 for 3. And has scored twice. Flied out his last time up. Runner bluff going. The pitch is fouled out of play, right side. Off the grandstand roof. Quickly ahead, 0-2 is Morales. Chopra's played in 4 games, mostly in a running position or as a pinch runner. Has scored a couple of runs, does not have a stolen base. He's off and running here, though, and Hal Perez's throw into center field, but Chopra gets his first stolen base of the year. That pitch kind of sailed towards the second base side of the bag and behind Perez, who was covering. The pitch was a ball. It's 1-2. Stolen base puts the 5th run in scoring position for the Celts. And the 1-2 for Morales, high and wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Top of the order on deck, Tyler Mills. 2-2 from Justin. Tip foul off the mask of Hal, and count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chopra runs to third. Hal Perez cannot handle it. Second stolen base of the inning for Chopra. Got another good jump. Morales not even really paying attention to the runner here, and probably rightly so. That one's not going to do any damage. It's a 7-4 Jaguar lead. 1 out runner at third now. 3-2 pitch. That one lifted in the air. Brady Thompson sliding to make the catch. Strong throw home. And Hal Perez could not come up with the ball. It was there if he was able to make it.
Number 6.
Nice running catch by Thompson and a nice throw, but Hal Perez just couldn't quite grab it. Seven to 5 ball game. Base is empty with 2 outs for Tyler Mills. And Morales just missed outside for ball 1. Mills 1 for 4. RBI single in the second. Swinging and missing on the 1-0 offering. Fastball down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. Struck out last time up. The lone strikeout victim of Andrew Hurlbrink. 1-1 for Morales. That one hit in the air over the head of the second baseman Perez into right field for a base hit. 2-out single for Mills. Second hit of the ball game. That brings up Jared Smith, Kels' third baseman.
16, Jared Smith.
Singled his last time up. And Morales trying to stay away from Smith as he misses outside 1-0. Smith's 2 for 4 today. A couple of fly ball outs sandwiched in between a couple of base hits. 1-0 fouled straight back. Morales got that one to run in on the hands of the right-handed hitting third baseman. And Smith fought it off. But all you're going to do with that pitch if you're a batter is try to foul it off. There's a curveball in for a strike. Hal in and out of his glove. No danger of the runner going anywhere. But Hal a little frustrated right now. He just seems to be crossed up a little bit with his pitchers. Not having the day behind the plate that he normally has. The 1-2 breaking ball outside. Hal tried to sell it, but 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, runner at first is Mills. And the pitch swung on, chopped foul. Third base dugout side, count remains 2-2. Right on the outside corner, called third strike. Smith goes down looking, and that ends the inning. 7th inning stretch time here at Riverside Stadium. Gutierrez, Perez, and Torres due up in the home half of the 7th.
Stars ignite, big bright, deep in the heart of Tennessee. The sky was wide and high, deep in the heart of Tennessee.
New pitcher for the Kels. It's number 11, Andrew Beisner on the mound.
Deep in the heart of Tennessee. Reminds me of the one I love. Deep in the heart of Tennessee.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for St. Thomas, number 11, Andrew Bryce.
Beisner, senior left-hander. Out of Houston. Making his second appearance. He's worked just 1/3 of an inning. It was a rough one. Gave up 5 runs. 4 of them were earned on 4 hits. He struck out 1 batter, gave up 2 doubles and a home run. As they went 4 for 6 on him in that 1/3 of an inning of work, so, and a wild pitch. So early in the year, and those numbers will certainly jump up. I'm not even going to tell you his ERA because it's just not fair to the kid. 1 rough outing early on will balloon everything, but 1 good outing can erase a lot of that. So we'll see what happens here for Beisner.
First baseman, number 23, Gutierrez.
And he'll face the 8-9-1 batters for the Jaguars. Rafael Gutierrez coming up. Rafael has reached 3 times today, a single, a walk, and reached on an error. So he's gotten on base all 3 times, about every which way you can, except hit by a pitch. And he's swinging on the first one and fouling it out of play. Strike 1. Lefty Beisner misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gutierrez reached on an error back in the 5th and then scored the second of 3 runs that the Jags scored in that inning, and now lead at 7-5 as the Kels have clawed back with 1 more in the 7th. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 7th for the Kels. 3 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 7th, or 3 in the 5th for UHV. We're in the bottom of the 7th. It's 7-5 Jaguars. 1-2 count. Pitch is on its way, and that one hit hard, ripped past the third base coach's box and head coach Jonathan Stavanoa. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Radicek tried to frame it, but you're not going to move a ball from the other batter's box and get the umpire to call that one for you. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that one well outside and high. 3-2. Count now full. The Gutierrez leading off the bottom of the 7th inning here. 2 hours, 25 minutes this game has elapsed so far. Three-two fouled off. Staying alive is Gutierrez. That was a nice pitch right on the outside corner, and Gutierrez did all he could to keep alive. Bottom of third of the lineup has been productive for UHV. They've scored 4 of the 7 runs. Off speed pitch, swung on and missed. Strike out to start the inning.
The second baseman, number 8, Juan Perez.
I think that's the first Jaguar to strike out tonight. Second baseman Juan Perez, who's walked 3 times and scored twice. And he looks at ball 1 as it sails high. Yeah, that is the first Jaguar batter to strike out tonight. Beisner fires a fastball down at the knees. Swinging and missing is Perez. Strike 1. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. And the 1-2 pitch got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Beisner. And there's 2 gone, nobody out. DeAndre Torres, top of the lineup for the Jaguars.
The third baseman, number 7, DeAndre Torres.
DeAndre's played really, really nice at third base tonight. Some nice plays defensively. That's helped the Jags out of a couple of jams, including a double play to end the inning in the 5th. Check that in the 6th. And the first pitch in there, a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1 the count. Lefty on lefty here. And the pitch is high, ball 1. The 1-1 pitch fouled back, 1-2. Torres last time up had a 2-run double in the fifth, brought home 2 of the 3 that the Jags scored that inning to break a 4-4 tie. Jags lead at 7-5, bottom of the seventh now. Here's the 1-2 to Torres, and the pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. DeAndre walked to lead off the game and came around to score the Jaguars' first run. I shouldn't say the first run of the game because St. Thomas had scored 1 in the top of the first inning. Jags jumped up to a 3-1 lead after 1, but St. Thomas has hung around and clawed back, and Beisner strikes out the side, got him on a climbing the ladder on that one. And we'll go to the top of the 8th. Trin, McKee, and Lamb due up for the Kels. 3, 4, 5 hitters, heart of the lineup. Maybe the last good chance that the Kels have to try to climb back into this one. Down 2 runs, 7-5 as we go to the 8th. Middle of the order hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. Trin's been their most effective hitter. He's had 3 singles and reached on an error. He's also scored a run and has driven in a run. But much like the 7-8-9 hitters for UHV, the Kels 7-8-9 batters have gotten on base and scored runs. They've scored 3 of their 5 runs. Marcus Moreno, the new pitcher for the Jags. Right-hander's making his 5th appearance. He has 1 save. He's worked 6 1/3 innings as an ERA of 5.68. He's given up 5 runs, 4 earned runs on 9 hits. He struck out 3 and walked 1. And of those 9 hits, 2 have been doubles and 1 home run. Opponents hitting .333 off Marcus. And he's hit 2 batters as well. And he'll come in to face the heart of the lineup for the St. Thomas Celts, whose mascot is a lion. We'll see if they have the heart of the lion here. Final 6 out for St. Thomas, trailing 7-5.
Second baseman, number 10, Alex Trin.
And Alex Trin will lead things off. Kelt's second baseman, as I said, has 3 singles today. Put the ball in play every time. First pitch swinging and a foul. Strike 1. Reached on an error by Torres in the first and then singled into center field in the third. Went the other way into right field in the fourth and then pulled a ball through the hole at short in the sixth. So he looks at ball 1 there as that pitch was low. Moreno kicks and wheels a fastball that bounces about 60 feet down to home plate, 2-1 the count. Fastball from the right-hander, swung on and missed, 2-2. To Hopper to the shortstop, Gonzalez, and he makes a throw to get Trin. First time he's been retired.
The first baseman.
One gone here in the 8th
McKee.
as they get the leadoff batter and the first baseman Dylan McKee to the plate. Now Moreno starts him off with a strike. McKee 1 for 3, singled in the 4th. And Moreno couldn't get the breaking ball to fall. 1 ball, 1 strike. Struck out in the 1st, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, and then was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Goes down to get a piece of that curveball, fouling it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count. Center fielder Dylan Lamb on deck. And another weak tapper back to the backstop. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball just getting a piece of it to stay alive is McKee. So he's battling hard here. Every strike's been a foul. 1 and 2. Here's Moreno's pitch. And he just missed low. Tried to get him to chase a pitch out of the strike zone, and McKee didn't do it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pretty disciplined team. They haven't struck out a lot. Just 4 strikeouts, but they put the ball in play. I've been impressed with. They don't try to do too much. The wind's blowing to left, and nobody's really trying to pull a ball out of here. They're just trying to put it in play, and as a result, Jaguars have committed 4 errors. There's a ball up the middle. That's a base hit.
The center fielder, number 5, Dylan Lamb.
1 out, 1 on for the center fielder, Dylan Lamb. Lamb has driven in 2 of the Celts' 5 runs.
Playing at first base, number 12, Brady Duque.
Brady Duque will be the runner, pinch runner for McKee at first. Lamb has driven in 2 of the 5 Celts runs, an RBI double in the 1st and an RBI single in the 4th. And the left-handed hitter looks at strike 1 from Moreno. That one hit hard to right field in the air. Brady Thompson going back, makes the catch, diving backwards onto the warning track.
What a play, Brady Thompson.
That ball was hit hard, and Brady Thompson made a really nice catch. And as a result, the runner has to go back to first base, 2 gone. And now at the plate is the Celts right fielder, Gabe Garner. Grounded into a double play to end the 6th with the bases loaded. Looks at ball 1, then looks at strike 1. Garner's 0 for 4. Came in hitting .352, so you got to think that he might be due here. Four doubles, no triples, and a home run amongst his hits. And Moreno's being careful with him. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch, swung on a miss. Full count now with 2 outs. You have to be careful because he has 1 home run. You got to think, and 4 doubles. He has the ability to hit the ball hard. And a home run will tie the game. Runner goes, and Hal Perez thought they had him on a called 3rd strike, but a walk to Garner. Runners at 1st and 2nd. And The go-ahead run comes to the plate.
Number 9, Augie Anderson.
The batters are DH Augie Anderson, 1 for 4. I think Hal tried to sell it, but I don't think that pitch was that close, to be honest. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. That'll be all for Marcus Moreno.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Jaguars, number 31, Drew Bradbury.
Drew Bradbury coming in relief of Moreno. His 4th appearance, 3 innings of work, couple of hits, 2 earned runs. ERA of 6, opponents hitting 200 off of him. 2 for 10. He's walked 1 and has struck out nobody. The left-hander now will try to get out of this inning and get us to the 9th. Bradbury, the left-hander, out of Colusa, California, and also pitched at Lassen College. Bradbury will face Augie Anderson with 2 outs and 2 on. Tying run is at first base. That pitch gets in the dirt, and Hal Perez blocks it and then scrambles to find it to keep the runners from moving up. 1 ball. And the 1-0 did not drop down. 2-0. Pitch well outside. Hal Perez had to get out of his crouch and couldn't squeeze it. Gets away from him. Runners move up. 3-0. Tying run in scoring position, and a 4-pitch walk issued by Bradbury. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. So the wild pitch really didn't matter. And the catcher, Ryan Radicek, comes to the plate. Singled his last time up. He's 1 for 4. And that might be all for Drew Bradbury.
Your center, please. Now pitching for the Jaguars, number 18, Jacob Baker.
Cuero's own Jacob Baker coming in to pitch for the Jags. This will be his 7th appearance. He's 0-1. He does have 4 saves, an ERA of 10.57. He's worked 7 2/3, giving up 9 runs, all earned on 9 hits. Struck out 7 and walked 5. When they hit him hard. He's given up 3 home runs and 2 doubles. And control has been a bit of his problem here. 5 walks, couple of hit batters with those 7 strikeouts. So we'll see which Baker shows up, the one that can mow guys down or the one that struggles with his control. Hopefully it's the former, not the latter. And he works quickly, and he starts off with a fastball at the knees for a strike to Ryan Radicek. Bases are loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. That one gets through up the middle. 1 run is in. And the tying run is in. 2-run single for Radicek. 7-7. Baker working quickly to Radicek and almost had him. Pinch hitter is number 23. I don't have a 23 on my roster. Let's go over here. One on the count, Joseph Sanchez is the pinch hitter. 0 for 3 on the year, making his 2nd appearance. And the 1-1 curveball in there for a strike. He's quickly behind 1-2. Pinch hitting for the shortstop, Eduardo Tomez. Tomez hadn't done much, scored a couple of runs. Sanchez fouls that one off as the runner at first was going. That was a courtesy runner for the catcher, Radicek. Tied up here in the 8th inning, 7-7. Kels have scored 2 to tie it. That pitch gets past Hal Perez into the backstop. And the Celts take the lead 8-7. On a wild pitch. Swung on and missed to get the strikeout, but the damage is done. 3 runs are in. Eight to 7, bottom of the 8th we go. Kels lead it. Two, three, four hitters due up for UHV. Houston Roads in to pitch the bottom of the 8th for the Kels. 15.00 ERA, making his 4th appearance. He's worked 3 innings coming in, giving up 5 runs, all earned on 6 hits. He's walked 3, struck out 1, has given up a double, and opponents hitting .429 off of him. And the first batter he'll face is the number 2 hitter in the order, John Michael Gonzalez. Starts him off with a pitch that misses, ball 1. Rhodes out of Friendswood, Texas, a freshman. 6-foot right-hander, evens up the count with a strike. And the breaking ball just missed high, 2-1. Kels with an 8-7 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Scored 3 in the 7th to take, or top of the 8th to take the lead. And the 2-1 pitch misses outside. They scored 1 in the 7th to climb within 2. Three-one fastball swung on and missed. 3-2. Gonzalez flips that one in the air to right field. Coming over, running hard to make the catch is Garner. 1 gone.
The regular number 1, Brady Thompson.
Brady Thompson with a nice catch in right field to the plate. Sack bunt in the 4th and flied out to center in the 5th to end that inning. See what he can do here with 1 out, nobody on. Trying to get the Jags rallying. And the 1-0 outside, fastball missing. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 fastball high, 3-0 the count. Hal Perez and Terry Burrell also due up. If Thompson can get on, taking all the way on a 3-0, and it's in there for a strike. 3-1 the count. Got you time for the Jags, that's for sure. 3-1 on Thompson. Swung on a fastball, missing it. Full count now. Thompson, freshman out of Baytown, Texas. Barbers Hill High School getting a good opportunity for as a freshman on this team. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. 2 down for Hal Perez.
Number 16, Hal Perez.
First pitch to Hal, fastball down and away, ball 1. 5 home runs, 33 RBIs for Hal, so I don't think you're going to see anything that Hal can drive here. And they work away again, this time upstairs. 2-0. Three and 0 the count. Terry Burrell, the center fielder, on deck. If Hal should get on, see if he gets a green light here on a fastball. 3-0. And he misses high, ball 4. Xavier Ortega going in to run for Hal Perez.
First base, number 11, Xavier Ortega.
Ortega represents the tying run. Burrell slugging .623 coming into today's game. Couple of singles. He's 2 for 4. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs on the year. Hitting .416 on the season coming in, and 2 for 4 here this evening. See what Terry can do. Throw over to first. Ortega didn't have a big lead. Two outs, tying run at first. Ortega can run. Burrell goes the other way to left field. That one's carrying. That one's off the base of the wall. Ortega rounds third. Here comes the throw, not in time. Burrell's going to try to get to third, and he's out, but the tying run does score. Jags tie it. We go to the 9th. 8-8 ball game, folks. Tyler Mills leading off the top of the ninth. Couple of base hits and an RBI for the Kels left fielder. First pitch swinging. There's a slow roller to Perez at second. He'll flip it to first. One gone.
Third baseman number 16, Jared Smith.
Third baseman Jared Smith is the batter. First pitch, Baker misses for ball one, comes back with a curveball in there for a strike. That'll even up the count. Smith struck out looking his last time up, and he's quickly behind 1-2. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. Tied up at 8. We're in the top of the ninth. One gone. Swung on and missed.
The second baseman number 10, Alex Trent.
And Alex Trent is the batter, the most productive hitter tonight as far as getting on base. 3 singles, reached on an error, grounded out his last time up. And the first pitch bounces away from Hal Perez for ball one. The 1-0 chop foul, third base side, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2. Three hours, 2 minutes this game. And the 1-1 curveball outside corner, 1-2. That one hit in the air. Brady Thompson comes in to make the catch. And they go in order due to the Celts. As Trin, soft liner to right, ends the ninth. Jags coming up. Montanez, Purcell, and Gutierrez walk-off opportunity for UHV. Bottom of the ninth, tied at 8.
Taking the lead now, pitching for St. Thomas, number 10, Alex Trent.
Alex Trent will move from second to pitcher here to try to extend this ball game.
Second base, number 26, Adam Benavides.
Adam Benavides, number 26, will play second. First pitching appearance of the year for Trin.
Bringing off of the Jaguars in the ninth, the designated hitter, number 25, Jose Montanez.
And the right-hander Trin will face DH Jose Montanez. Jose second on the team with 4 home runs. First pitch swinging on a fastball and missing. To start the top of the 9th inning, Jose, 356 average coming in. He's 0 for 4 tonight. Fastball swung on and missed, 0-2. He's quickly behind here. And he hits him on the knee. Got ahead in the count 0-2, and he plunked Montanez on the knee. Xavier Ortega is going to run at first base. He courtesy ran the last inning for Hal Perez, so this will mean he's pinch running this time. And he'll, if this game will go extra innings, he will slot in at the DH spot. St. Thomas is trying to argue that Montanez could have got out of the way of that pitch. Jackson Purcell to the plate now with nobody out, 1 on. Leadoff man aboard. Jose Montanez got hit in the knee, and Xavier Ortega in the run. He scored the tying run in the 8th inning on that double by Terry Burrell, who was then thrown out after the run had scored, trying to extend it to third base. Left fielder Jackson Purcell, 1 for 3 this evening. And he shows bunt. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Purcell singled to left in the 5th, scored one of the 3 runs that the Jaguars played that inning. Walked in the 3rd, flied to right in the 1st, and then grounded out to short to end the 6th. And that time squared to bunt and tried to back out of the way of it. Pitch was up and in, but he got a piece of it with the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's Peter Hurlbrink checking in from Perth. Good to see you, sir. The 1-1 outside, 1 ball or 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Rafael Gutierrez on deck for the Jaguars. And the 2-1 is high from Trin. 3 balls and a strike to count. Your son pitched well, Peter? There's a base hit in the left field. Mills makes sure it doesn't get past him. Runners at first and second, nobody out.
First baseman, number 23, Rafael Gutierrez.
Rafael Gutierrez to the plate. Gutierrez with a couple of grand slams over the weekend. Has a double and a triple among his 4 extra base hits, slugging .472. Peter, I thought Andrew was going to get the win, or at least set himself up for the win. He pitched well, had a 3-run lead when he left the game, but Jags have had to claw back to tie this one with 1 in the bottom of the 8th after the Kels took an 8-7 lead. Each team with 8 runs, 16 hits for the Celts, 11 hits for the Jaguars. Each team has committed 4 errors. And maybe some more heroics here for Rafael Gutierrez. See what he can do here. He shows bunt. And Trent will turn and throw to second. Little small ball trying to get that runner to third. Gutierrez shows bunt again. The pitch misses outside, 1-0. Gutierrez showing bunt early again, and the pitch misses. 2-0, throw down to second, not even close to getting Xavier Ortega there. Radicek hoping that Ortega maybe got a little bit too far from the bag. He's got a good lead. And the 2-0, Gutierrez this time did not show bunt, and it's in there for a called strike on the outside corner, 2-1 the count. Gutierrez puts the bunt down, Trin up with it, and they get the force out at third. Nice play by Trin, not a good bunt by Gutierrez.
A second baseman, number 8, Juan Perez.
One out, runners at first and second. I don't like that play. I really don't. Curveball missing high, ball 1. The way Gutierrez swung the bat on the weekend, I think you give him a chance to swing away. And the 1-0 in there for a strike on the outside corner to Perez, who struck out looking his last time up. Walked 3 times prior to that, has scored 2 runs. And I'm not critical of Stav on that one. That's just, personally, I don't like nobody out and a bunt. I just don't like that. Regardless. Runners at first and second. Kyle Barris will go into pinch run at second base for Jackson Purcell. If this game gets extended into the 10th, the re-entry rule will allow Purcell to go back into left field. There's a ball hit on the ground to the shortstop, bobbled by Tamez, and they get one at second, and that's all. He thought about turning 2, and he had to double clutch it.
The third baseman, number 7, DeAndre Torres.
Top of the order, DeAndre Torres. 2-run double in the 5th. That's his big hit of the game. Struck out to end the 7th. Opportunity here with 2 outs. And the winning run standing at third base, and Kyle Barish. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. Torres, left-handed hitter. I'm surprised the outfield is playing as deep as they are. Pop that one up. It'll get out of play behind us here. Evens up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-2 from, or the 1-1 from Trin inside, missing 2 balls and a strike to count. Perez at first, Barish at third. He came in to run after Purcell singled and moved to second. And the 1-2 hits him in the leg. Second hit batter of the inning. And the bases are loaded. Not that it really matters. The winning run on third base, and Barish. That'll bring up John Michael Gonzalez, the shortstop. Two for 4, runs scored and a couple of RBIs for John Michael today. Trin missed outside. Nice job by Radicek to go get that one. If that gets past him, the winning run comes home. Real active wall behind home plate, but the way that ball was kicking, that was going to go towards the dugout on the first base side. It was the 1-0 from Trin, and he missed high and outside. 2-0. Walk wins the game for the Jaguars. And for the first time tonight, the crowd shows a little sign of life. The Jaguars dugout shows some life. Called strike 2-1. That was, umpire had to think about that one. Jags bench has been really, really flat tonight. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Trin fell behind 2-0. He got a nice call in his favor on the 2-1 or the 2-0 pitch to make it 2-1. Then he fires a fastball and Gonzalez can't catch up to it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Well outside, 3-2. Ball game hangs in the balance on this pitch, folks. Full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Trin kicks and delivers. And Gonzalez got a piece of it to stay alive. That was close. You had to swing at that one based on where he called a strike on that 2-0 pitch. We'll set him up and do it again here. Three-two, got him swinging on a changeup that was outside the strike zone. We'll go extra innings.
We'd like to thank and recognize the following sponsors of UHV Athletics. Crossroads Bank, Mary Virginia Jacobs, Kim French, Edward Jones, and Diana Galvin. First State Bank, the friendliest bank anywhere. The club at Colony Creek. Eat well, play off, fly. The William and Carter Show, WN Settlement Services. Guitar Healthcare System, Civil War, Regional Steel, and Riverside Golf. Thank you.
First extra inning game of the year for UHV. Had they shown a little bit of life and excitement like they did in the 9th inning, this game might not have turned out the way it's turned out. But Jags just came out real flat. Hard to match the excitement of that sweep over Texarkana over the weekend, but McKee, Lamb, and Garner due up for the Kels. McKee singled his last time up.
18, Dylan McKee.
2 for 4, a strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice, and was hit by a pitch. And the first pitch is high, ball 1. Curveball swung on a miss, quickly back, battling back, 1-2 the count now on McKee. Leadoff batter, 10th inning, first extra inning game for UHV this season. There's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. McKee goes down swinging for the first out of the inning.
Second fielder, number 5, Dylan White.
Dylan Lamb, the center fielder, the batter, flied out to right his last time up. Taps a breaking ball foul to start things off. Fouls the 0-1 off, 0-2 the count. Baker now working his third inning, came in the 8th. Just missed outside of the left-handed hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got the final out of the 8th. And the 1-2 misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes after giving up a 2-run single. Set down the Kels in order in the 9th. Here we are in the 10th, tied at 8. That one's popped up. Hal Perez going to give chase, and it'll get out of play into the Jaguar dugout. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three-two pitch was high. He checked his swing. 2-2 pitch was high. Now it's 3-2. I caught looking at the scoreboard there. Close. Thought he had him on the 3rd strike. Fastball missed down and in. Baker overthrew that one. 1-out walk issued to Lamb here in the 10th.
The right fielder, number 38, Gabe Garner.
Right fielder Gabe Garner comes up. 0 for 3. 0 for 4, checked that. Walked his last time up and scored a run. 1 of 3 they scored in the 8th to take a brief lead. And he looks at ball 1. And the 1-0 is high, 2-0. Three 0 the count. So Baker's now thrown 4 straight balls. Lamb perfect, 6 for 6 in stolen bases. He's not going anywhere. And a 4-pitch walk issued to Garner puts runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 10th. After striking out McKee, he's issued back-to-back walks with action in the Jaguar bullpen. Hal Perez is going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher. Adam Benavidez pinch hitter for the DH Anderson. And Baker quickly gets ahead 0-2. The 0-2 miss low, 1-2. The 1-2 top foul. Staying alive is Benavides. Pitch hit for Augie Anderson. Augie 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored. The 1-2 from Baker. Breaking ball just missed outside, 2-2. Perez tried to hold it there and induce a call from the home plate umpire. He didn't get it. 2-2 pitch, sawed him off, but he fouls it off. Two on, one out here. That ball hit hard into left field over the head of the third baseman, Torres. Go ahead run is in. 9-8.
The catcher, number 19, Ryan Radicek.
Ryan Radicek, the batter. Two for 5. 2 RBIs and a run scored. Runners on the corners, and might be all for Baker. Nope. Coach Stavino having a chat with the umpire. A question about something. That might just be a ploy to get a few extra reps down in the bullpen. Fastball from Baker to Radicek, misses high, ball 1. Al Perez didn't like that ball, so he wanted a new one. That one will go out of play. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. And the fastball is high, 2-0. He works the other side of the plate, and he gets it in there for a called strike. That'll move the count to 2 balls and a strike. Fastball upstairs, missing and swinging was Radicek, and that'll even the count up at 2-2. Try to get him to chase a pitch outside, and the count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runners on the corners with 1 out. I'm sure Benavides will be on the move here. No, he doesn't, and that one's flared into right field. That'll score 1 run. Thompson, long throw to third, but not in time. RBI single for Radicek. It's 10-8.
Shortstop, number 2, Eduardo Tankes.
Shortstop Eduardo Tamez comes in. First pitch in there for a strike. 1 for 3 is Tamez. It's pinch hit for in the 8th. Fouls that one off out of play. Third base side, 0-2. Just got to wonder if Burrell doesn't get greedy trying to go to third, if that inning stays alive and we got a different outcome. That one hit in the air, right field. Thompson coming in, shallow right field, and he can't come up with it. Overran it. I don't know that he got a good break on it. He's made a couple of nice plays out there, but this time comes up empty on a shallow ball, and it's 11-8. Top of the order, Tyler Mills to the plate, but looks like we're going to have a pitching change before we get there. Three runs here in the top of the 10th for the Kels. They lead at 11-8. Matthew Mejia coming in to pitch for the Jaguars. This will be his third appearance. He's worked 2 innings, given up 1 run, unearned. He struck out 3 and walked 3. Has hit a batter and has not given up a hit. And we'll see what Mejia can do here, trying to stop the bleeding here in the 10th inning. Jags had an opportunity at the bottom of the 9th, came away empty, and now the 7th batter of the inning, and Tyler Mills comes to the plate with 1 out. And runners at first and second.
Up to bat, the left fielder, number 6, Tyler Mills.
Mills 2 for 6, and Mejia starts him off with a strike. A 1 breaking ball for Mejia, misses inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball to the first baseman, Gutierrez. He goes to second to get the runner there. 2 outs, runners in the corners. And Jared Smith, the third baseman, to the plate. 2 outs, 2 on. 3-run Kels lead. 1-0 pitch fouled off out of play. First base side, 1 ball, 1 strike the count. 1-1 breaking ball in the dirt, smothered by Perez behind the plate. Hal did a good job to keep that ball from getting away and a runner scoring. 2 balls and a strike to count. And Mejia comes in, catching the outside corner with a breaking ball, 2-2. Runner going to second. Hal Perez guns him down. And that'll end the inning. Jags have their work cut out for them as we head to the bottom of the 10th. Samuel Massey pitching for the Kels, who lead it 11-8. First appearance of the year for Massey. Senior left-hander out of Katy. Played his high school ball at Morton Ranch. Three, four, five hitters due up for UHV here in the bottom of the 10th inning. First extra inning game for the Jaguars, and they find themselves down by 3, 11-8. And Massey struggling to find anywhere near home plate in his warm-up throws. Let's hope he continues that once the game begins. Right fielder Brady Thompson is going to lead things off for the Jags. Thompson 0 for 2. Did have a sacrifice bunt, flied out and struck out. And Massey comes in with a strike on the first pitch. Taken all the way was Thompson, 0-1 the count. Oh, 1 fastball. Thompson fouls that off out of play, 0-2. Hal Perez, Terry Burrell III also due up here in the 10th inning for the UHV Jaguars, trailing 11-8. Thompson lifts that one into right field. Garner, all sorts of troubles tracking it down, but he finally is able to get under it and make the catch. He danced to his left and his right and his left and his right and made the catch. 1 gone here in the 10th. Catcher Hal Perez. Solo home run wouldn't do much, but might put some energy into this Jaguars team. Team leading 5 home runs for Hal. And Massey starts him off with a pitch outside, ball 1. Off-speed pitch in there for a called strike. And the 1-1 from Massey missing well outside. 2-1 the count. Terry Burrell, the third on deck. Jose Montanez hoping he'll get the chance to extend the inning and the ball game. Perez, soft chopper to Smith at third, and he makes the throw in plenty of time. 2 gone. Last chance for the Jags. Terry Burrell, the third, the batter.
Number 0, Terry Burrell, the third.
Terry 3 for 5, and he fouls that one off to start things off here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Down 3 runs, nobody on, 2 outs. RBI double in the 8th, tied the ball game. And he busts him inside with a called strike. Burrell crowding the plate a little bit, and that one, even had he swung, wasn't going to be able to do much with it because you're not extending the arms. Now he'll back off the plate just a little bit. Opens his stance up, and that pitch. Tried to come back to the same location, but it was high and inside, 1-2. And the 1-2 inside backs Burrell off the plate. Left-handed hitter had to tap dance away from that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Tried to come in with a curveball again on the inside corner. That one didn't bend. The only thing bending there was Burrell to get out of the way of it. 3-2. That's you got to wear that one at that point. Slow breaking ball like that. Just take it off the upper arm and go down to first base and let Jose Montanez come to the plate, extend the inning. Here's a 3-2 pitch on the way. And the fastball is low, ball 4. So Burrell gets a walk with 2 outs. It ain't over yet, folks. Jose Montanez to the plate. Hit by a pitch his last time up.
The designated hitter, number 11, Xavier Ortega.
Oh, check that. It is Xavier Ortega. I forgot he pinch ran for Montanez. And the first pitch from Massey misses to Ortega. Ortega's 10 of 26 on the year. Ground ball to second. That should do it. They'll flip to the second, to the shortstop, covering the bag at second. And that's the ball game, folks.
That's the game. And 6 will coming out.
Jags fall 11-8.
The Jags will be back at home March 28th and 29th to take on Houston Tillotson. And Red River Athletic Conference play. Keep the Jags. That's on the road this weekend against Louisiana Christian.
Hit the road to take on Louisiana Christian this weekend. Jags hitting the road for a 4-game road trip. Louisiana Christian for 3 this weekend, then at A&M Corpus Christi next week. They've still won 16 of their last 18, but had a chance to extend their current win streak to 5, but dropped this one 11-8 to the University of St. Thomas Kels. Time to regroup and get back on the winning track in Louisiana as they continue Red River Athletic Conference play this coming weekend. Currently 14-1 in the conference. They'll take on a Louisiana Christian team that is 6-6. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. Not the outcome we wanted, but tip of the hat to the Kels. They win it on the day after St. Paddy's Day. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at our next game when the Jags return home against Houston Tillotson at the end of the month. Good night.